All right, so I'm about to dive into the horror anthology film Tales from the Hood. And here are 7 reasons why you should add it to your watch list. Now, first, it's a combination of horror with social commentary. It addresses issues like racism and police brutality and the systemic injustice that takes place in our society. But it does it in a very thought-provoking manner. Another reason why you should watch this film is connecting 4 stories, and each of them are very unique and it's full of suspense. It's pretty dark too. I wouldn't say, I never heard anybody say it was overly scary or disturbing, but it's just dark enough and scary enough, and it adds a little bit of comedy in there too, but it's definitely going to keep you engaged. It keeps your attention. You're going to keep your eyes locked in. Another thing about this one, I'll say the 3rd reason why you should watch this film is the supernatural elements. It has supernatural elements, but it blends them really well with real world issues. It combines supernatural elements to just everyday real world scenarios that take place in the hood, hence the title, Tales from the Hood. 4, the performances are pretty darn good. You can hear all this B-movie talk all you want. People, they're quick to put a movie down like that. They're going to pick on it and say, oh, that's not realistic or it's funny. It was a all black cast. And anytime you see black people trying to go outside of the typical genre of quote unquote boys in the hood or whatever the typical, hood movie is, when they start adding that supernatural element to it and go into horror, people are going to critique it a little bit more harshly. It's just what it is, right? But this film right here, if you have an open mind, check it out, and the acting is really good in there. Clarence, what's his name? I don't want to mess his name up. I believe it's Clarence William III. You got to see it. It's a must see. I'm not going to give it away, but if you know, that guy, he blows it out the park. So don't think that it's just a B movie and it's going to have bad acting. You're going to be pleasantly surprised about how well the acting is in this film as well. Now, the 5th reason why you should check this film out is the visual style, the way it's shot and the lighting, especially one of the main ones that I think about that really visually pleasing, if I could say that, is the story where it takes place about a police officer. That one, I'm not going to give it away. Like I said, if you know, but his name is actually Clarence. I just had to say that, I'm sorry. But when you see the movie, you know what I'm talking about. 6th reason why you should watch this movie, Tales from the Hood. It offers a fresh perspective on the horror genre in general, right? Like it's blending this genre of the typical horror with a whole lot of social commentary in there. It's one of a kind when it comes to that. One of the stories, somebody's, is dealing with politicians. Another one dealing with police brutality. Another one's dealing with the parents and teachers and the family structure with the kid and coming from a house where there's a lot of abuse going on, things like that. It's dealing with heavy social issues, but combining it with the horror genre. So it's kind of like pulling out the horror out of real life. It's some real stuff going on in there. And lastly, the way this film was able to, when you watch it, it's able to provoke your thought. It gets you caught up into this world, but at the same time, it's bringing light to real life social issues. And for attempting to do that, for executing that, this film definitely deserves a place in your horror movie collection. With that being said, if you're looking for a horror film that's going to go beyond just regular scares, shocks and screams and whatever like that, if you want something that's going to go beyond just the horror and the gore and everything like that, you definitely want to check this out because it's going to dive into the darker corners of our society. Tales from the Hood is a must-watch that will leave you both spooked and thinking. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video.